everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Flacco's Ravens going up against Bortles' Jaguars. With that, let's head up the road to Jacksonville, Florida. Standing by are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we welcome our viewers to Duval County, the northern part of Florida, and the largest city in the Sunshine State, as EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Everbank Field here in Jacksonville. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's Chris Ivory with his first carry. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now a give, right side, it's Ivory. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
Now a handoff left. It's Ivory. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Here's Ivory. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon, and he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And now the starting lineup for the offense. And Julius Thomas highlighted, my friend.
Brandon, he's one of the latest in a long line of basketball players turned football players who have had great success. And he uses those basketball skills to get open in his pass routes.
Bortles going to throw. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. Fresh set of downs here. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Mercedes Lewis, 26 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And his kick is good. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. This offense can be flashy at times, and a big reason for that is Perryman.
I like the way you use the word big, because that's exactly what Brashad Perryman is. A big receiver with a ton of speed. Runs so well, yet that strength downfield really confounds defensive backs. Is it okay if I tell you I played against his dad in college?
I'm just impressed that you worked confounds into the broadcast.
I'm impressed I'm still alive because I played against his dad in college.
Third down. Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Flushed out right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars getting set to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. They'll let their receiver run it out of the Wildcat. Whoosh. And he's brought down. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Only a yard that time, second and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you could darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. Second down, the ball on the 2 here, second and goal. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Corey Grant taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. The Baltimore Ravens, they make their way back out for the next offensive series. And at 4-4 now after the win over Pittsburgh, they're atop the AFC North.
Nothing's different in the AFC North in terms of how tight the race is, except for record. Because we're used to the AFC North being one of the better divisions in football. 4-4 is leading it, and that's Baltimore. They hold the tiebreaker over Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's just a half game out at 3-4-1. Typically, 3 teams in that division are competing hard for a playoff spot.
Flacco here on second down. And Steve Smith hauls it in. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
Now, that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
All right, so first down, 5 yards to go. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. The Steelers had West bottled up week 9, 15 carries, 21 yards, and he's really been hot or cold. They haven't been able to get him going week to week.
And you do hear people call for more of Kenneth Dixon, the rookie at Louisiana Tech, but he struggled running the ball against Pittsburgh as well. The Ravens' offensive scheme, a run-first team, they're not able to get that done right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. On the ground, it's West again. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
And it is incomplete.
Brandon, so much attention in Dallas about Dak Prescott and what he's done as a rookie quarterback, and deservedly so. I don't think many people saw this coming. But when you talk with people in Dallas, they'll tell you they saw signs early after he joined the team. In fact, one of the observers told me they were having a 2-minute drill, and they were going through it, and Des Bryant caught a pass and ran the length of the field for a touchdown, but they were in a 2-minute drill trying to get work done, and Dak Prescott actually took him to the side and said, hey, you're the big dog around here, but we all need to get some work in, and the team saw that.
Wow, the rookie going to the vet.
That's pretty impressive right there, and I think it got everyone's attention early in Dallas about Dak Prescott.
And a hook up here to Allen Robinson. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson, 49 yards. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Flacco right back to work after the pick 6. Forced out to his left. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Frustrating for a defense. And
now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now back to throw. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Yeldon, the lone running back. Bortles. And he couldn't corral it. It falls down incomplete, but maybe not a big deal given this big lead. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Back deep is Devin Hester. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he's got his man on the out route. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Baltimore first down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
First and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. Setting up the screen for West. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. On second down, Flacco to throw. It's caught. It's Dennis Pittum. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Their big tight end, 69 yards. And the Ravens cut into that lead. So many times you think of these tight ends catching the ball already in the end zone. But today's tight end, they can run after the catch, too, to score.
They are big, they're strong, but they're extremely athletic. And they can surprise the heck out of you when they get the ball in their hands and they're running away from the defense.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a second down. And quickly, they get to the line.
There we go, D. That's the way to hit. There we go.
Again, they'll throw with Bortles. Middle of the field, it's Robinson.
And coming into this 2016 season, there was so much optimism about the Jacksonville Jaguars because of their receivers. Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, and the damage they could do downfield. And it hasn't been quite the same. But Allen Robinson played well against the Chiefs with 76 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, got in the end zone the former Penn State Nittany Lion in his 3rd year in the league. And they're going to speed things up here.
Flag 58 round. There we go.
Again, it's Bortles. That is caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Robinson, as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And that stretches the lead to 27. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing here on first down, Flacco. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Second down now after the incompletion. Flacco to throw again on second down. He's got time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 3rd and long for Joe Flacco. Looking deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. And this is incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. Now a toss. This is West. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there. And the Ravens are going to have a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Incomplete on 1st down. Now Flacco on 2nd. Setting up the screen for West. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 10, Flacco once more. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something, because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson, 71 yards. And the Jaguars continue to roll.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating, because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turn the ball over. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. 2nd down, Flacco now. Surveying the field. He's going to let this one go deep. He was trying to get it to Steve Smith that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So the D-line's going to spread out. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Flacco, he's going to let it go again. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They do snap it. Flacco now. He's going to try and go deep again. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Boy, going for it at this stage in the second half, back in the shadow of your own goalpost. Explanation, please, Mr. Davis.
I'm not sure I'm going to get...
And he's got his big receiver, Robinson, for the Jacksonville touchdown. Allen Robinson Robinson with a career-high 4-touchdown game. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. On second down, Flacco to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Third down, Flacco from the gun. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
Flacco and the offense staying put. They're going to go for it on fourth. Rolling the dice on fourth. Flacco. The open man is Smith. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. And on fourth and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. And now they're in the hurry-up. Here's Flacco. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third. From the gun on third down, Bortles. He's going to go up top again. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Over the middle to Smith. 18 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Ravens a first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, Flacco. And hauled in by Pitta. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And it'll be a second down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive there. He hits the reliable target. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Brashad Perriman, 42 yards. And the Ravens, they claw one back. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Bortles going to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
To throw, it's Bortles. A dump off for Ivory. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches. And they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space. Let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On first down, Bortles. And his throw is incomplete. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided. Second down here after the incomplete pass. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. It's caught right side. It's Hearns. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Charger, Eric Weddle. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. And the Ravens taking the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle to Smith. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And quickly they get to the line. On first down, Flacco. He's got time in the pocket. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down.
Here we go now. Blue, flip.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. He's got the hook up to Lee. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. He finds Hearns left side. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll cut it out to the... And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Jaguars continue to roll.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind. But he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. But they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Ready! Force! Force! Check 31! Force! Ready! Move 45! Under! Watch the shot!
Flacco right back to work after the pick six. And he finds a man with a crossing route. 23 yards on the play. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Second down following the incompletion. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Move 45!
Flacco to throw again on second down. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football, complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Third down. Flacco needs a decent. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
And they pick up the first down on a fourth down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on third down, or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well, but boy.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. On second down, here's Bortles. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. It's a gain of 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a third and inches. And they're going to speed things up here. And the D looking like they may blitz. Bortles going to try and throw on third down. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us.
It's caught inside the 25. They give him a gain of 38. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things...
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead, and unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all, and if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they want.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The offense lining up 1st and 10. And the big tight end shifting around. Bortles going to look to throw. And incomplete. Probably should have had that one, but with the game he's having tonight, maybe they'll let it go.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Green 90. Green 90.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. Yeldon, the lone running back. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the right side here, the tight end Thomas. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And now here come the Ravens. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. He's got a man, complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Watch tight end.
They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Kamar Aiken, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And my goodness, another interception. It's the 5th overall pick, Jalen Ramsey. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on